good, everybody? You know, it's Lonnie. You already know where we at. Look around me. Should be able to tell by now. Today, I'm going to give y'all a little history lecture. I got a great auntie that's lived to see 100 years old, so we're going to go check her out and interview her. She's going to share with us some of her insight and wisdom she accumulated over the years. Also, her secrets for living a long life. So, yeah, we're going to go check her out. She's going to give us some feedback, and that's it for today. Follow me.
I know my time coming in. Everything happened for a reason, you see. Rising from the mud is just a part of the process. It's Lonnie. Come get in tune. Walk in my shoes. Broadcasting news to broaden your views. No hitting snooze like I got nothing to lose. Make diamonds from a bruise. I got everything to prove. Juvenile style childhood where I was raised at. Reminiscing on the days back. Summertime white beater with the wave cap. True to my thoughts, every phrase facts. I'ma be this way though bright lights fade black and curtains closed. Purposely on a mission that God searching souls. Ain't nothing certain, no. Keep my circle closed and the serpent's low. Thankful I survived my youthful phase. Every night I thank God for these fruitful days. Pray karma reciprocates my truthful ways. Help me make my exit out this crucial maze. Lay my life in the lines of my notebook. Matching verses with dope hooks on my city how hope. Come get in tune. Walk in my shoes. Broadcasting news to broaden your views. No hitting snooze like I got nothing to lose. Make diamonds from a bruise. I got everything to prove.
I'm here with my great auntie or and go ahead and tell them what year were you born in?
December 29th, 1919.
Okay, you're 100 years old, right?
Yes, this past December 29th, I was 100.
Okay. So, what was adolescence like for you back in those days?
Oh, you mean during my young years?
Yeah.
Oh, just like any other child, I guess. I was born in the country.
Yeah.
I finished high school in Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And after I finished high school, I went to college in Alcorn A&M College. That was an all-black college.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, it was an Alcorn A&M. Now it has a university status.
Yeah.
And you have to ask me now what you want to know.
Okay, so out of 100 years, what is your single most favorite memory?
Oh, let me see. I guess, that's a good question. I guess my college years.
Okay.
Was the most. That was the only time I was away from home for any length of time.
Yeah.
As I said, I was born in the country, and I went to high school in Yazoo City, Mississippi High School.
Okay.
And I went from there to college. And from college, I come out of college in 1940, 42, yeah. No, 1940. 44. Isn't that something? Well, you can guess that by yourself. I can't remember exactly.
Right.
But it was then I came to Cleveland to visit my sister, and just for the summer. I was getting ready to teach. I was supposed to teach. I left home, coming to visit my sister here.
Yeah.
Just for the summer.
Right.
And to find, along that time there was the war was going on.
Yeah.
And you could get a job just about, they had a lot of little army places set up and I could work. And I came here to work to get me some clothes to teach in.
Right.
I had three teaching opportunities.
Yeah.
And I was just coming here to work and go back home and teach. I didn't know where, because I didn't see any of the offers I had because I was here.
Yeah.
And I was going back home, but I got lucky. And I started first, I left working in the little army place here in Cleveland. And when it closed down, just as what's his name, dropped the atomic bomb for the war in the end, and the war was over then.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing anything, just sitting around with my nieces and nephews. and I was gonna go back home. And then after I lost the job here, a little job I had, I wasn't doing anything. And I said, well, I said, I could work some more, you know, but I did it after the war. I guess the war was in, and see, we didn't know that. That was just before they dropped the atomic bomb and that ended the war.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden. But just before I left here to go back home, I went down to the civil service office and took a test and passed by a couple more months.
Right.
And to try to get something, a little more work, you know, to make me a few more dollars. And I got the letter, and they told me to go to the Army Hospital here in Cleveland, to the medical lab. But I wondered why in the world they sending me to the medical lab, because I was supposed to be a home ec teacher.
Yeah.
But I was gonna try it anyway to see what it did when I went out there. They hired me right on the spot, and that really shocked me, because I said, why would we hire me in a medical lab? But I guess they knew more than I did, so I was working in the medical lab in the Army Hospital at that time. You know, this hospital here in Cleveland now, it was an Army hospital. It was built, it was a new hospital.
Oh, okay.
And it was Army. But when, about that time, they dropped the atomic bomb, the war was over just like that. And it felt like from one day to the next, it looked like the people was leaving from the Army, going to be, the war was over, you see.
Yeah.
They was going to be discharged, but they had to go to say, it looked like all of a sudden there was nobody in the Army hospital. The only thing they kind of work they were doing was emergency. Well, that was kind of rough, because, you know, a big Army hospital like that, and all those just full of veterans at the time who had, you know, were ill in the hospital, and that's where I was working. And I was working in the sterilizing room. Well, I figured that didn't make any difference where I was working, as long as I was making a little extra money, you know. And so when all of them left, that left nobody in the hospital, but they were doing only emergency work. I was working in the sterilizing room. And when the Army people, all of them left, just that quick, it was a veterans hospital.
Wow.
So the veterans took over. So that gave me, I was working in the sterilizing room, just enjoying myself, because I know I guess I had about 2 months left. And at the end, just as I was getting ready to, I had told them I was leaving. I liked the atmosphere of the work. I don't know why, because I didn't know anything about medicine. You know, only anybody can run a sterilizing room. Yeah. And so, while I was working, so one day, one of the guys that worked in the serology department in the medical lab, and that all the people was helping him. It was a small lab. That's about the smallest lab in the hospital. And when all the guys left to be to go out getting out of the Army, he was the only one left in his department. So one day I was in the sterilizing room, and he came in. We were talking. You know, I'd been there all summer, so we were kind of friends. Yeah. And he asked me, he said, "Ora," he said, "How would you like to learn to do lab work?" I said, "What?" You know, I was shocked. I said, "Johnny, I don't know anything about medicine."
Right.
He said, "Well, you got a college degree, you can learn it, you can't shoot." Well, what he said kind of hit me wrong, because I was taking it another way. Yeah. Because of, well, I won't say why, but anyway, he kept talking. I said, "Well, who gonna teach me?" He said, "I will." And he was really one of the best laboratory guys in there. Right. So I told him, I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, And I said, and I was about, when he said, you got a college degree and you can learn, can't you? She kind of took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And one man told me, he said, shut up and listen. And I did, and he told me he would teach me. I said, well, where would I work? He said, you work with me. Well, that would be just the two of us. And that was a small lab, blood lab. That's really what it was. And the biggest thing in there was blood work. And my thing that I thought more than that to do a lot of puncture sticking. You have to draw blood from patients' arms.
Right.
And you know how it is when kids always was afraid of needles.
Yeah.
And that I thought about that, and I said, well, if anybody else can learn it, I can too. I get used to it.
Yeah.
So I told him, when he said that, said he would teach me.
Right.
And I said, well, yes, I'll try. And just like that, it was a big decision, and I didn't think, like I should. I thought, because I said, I suppose I don't make it.
Yeah.
I would have lost my 3 offers I had to teach back in Mississippi.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd take a chance on it.
Yeah.
And I did. And that was in 1944. And I left there 30 years later.
Wow.
I did that, and I got a job, and that was about as good as anybody, other than I was not a, really trained lab technician.
Right.
But I did the same thing they did, everything they did. In fact, I got 3 citations, so I didn't do too bad.
Right.
So that's when I retired from there in 1974. And I've been here in Cleveland ever since. And that's what it was.
That's amazing.
That was my life after college.
Right.
And my college I went was Alcorn A&M. It was an all-black college, but now it has university status.
Oh, okay.
It's Alcorn University. And 50 years after I left there, I went back for a, visit to see how the college was.
Yeah.
It was so many from my class, but that was my class year. 50 years later, they went back, and I think about 5 of us went back. I was one of the 5.
Wow.
And that's it. And I've been retired now since 1947.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
From your perspective, how have things changed as far as the African American community and culture?
Oh, you mean, you said coaches?
Yeah, culture
Uh-huh.
in the community.
In the community.
Yeah.
Well, they changed quite a bit. I guess it has to. It's much better, but it's still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But it's just changed. It's changed a lot better. Things are a lot better than they used to be. But as I said, they got a long way to go. But it's a little slowly.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's your secrets for living a long life?
A long life.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't drink.
Right.
I did smoke.
Okay.
I smoked for about 25 years.
Cigarettes?
Okay.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I decided to stop. My sister, I had my second oldest sister. She didn't smoke. In fact, I think she was about the only one in the family that never spoke, but my mother never knew.
Yeah.
The only one she caught up with was my brother that's here now in the nursing home, and he's 102.
Yeah.
And we were born right together. I was born December, and he was born about a year and some months older than I.
Oh, okay.
And he's here now in a nursing home. He's 102, being 102. In April, isn't it, June?
April 17th.
Wow.
Yeah, he'll be 102. So, but he's doing fine. There's a good appetite, just like me. And my only trouble now is my legs. I had arthritis in my legs. I had knee removal in both legs.
Oh, wow.
But I use that. I have to have a walker to walk. But other than that, if it wasn't for that, I feel fine.
Wow.
I vary sometime now. For the first time in my life, the other day, I felt a little headache.
Yeah.